Good evening, everyone. We are here at Redkey, Indiana. This is part 3. I wanted to show you this part because here at Redkey, the tracks are still intact. Now, they're ran by Norfolk and Southern, and when you look here at the picture, we see a one line coming up and another line coming in from the left. That line coming in from the left is an old nickel plate line. That's now Norfolk Southern. And there is a track from Redkey to Dunkirk, and it serves a couple of industries, in which we're gonna cover those here in just a minute. Okay, and we're gonna start moving here. And we're gonna come to, we're on our way to Dunkirk here. Okay, now this right here, this factory, this is called the R-Dog Group. This is a glass factory that produces 2,500,000 beer bottles per day for the Budweiser company. This is the only glass factory in Dunkirk. But at one time, there were 25 glass factories in Dunkirk, and some of them were no bigger than a house. Okay, and Dunkirk is referred to as a glass capital of Indiana. Dunkirk also houses an extensive glass museum, with glass manufactured worldwide, hosts an annual Glass Day festival where a young lady is crowned Cinderella, Queen of Glass. Now, this site that we're zooming in on, this is the former Indiana Glass Company factory site. I don't know exactly when it was closed, but it was operating for many years. It's like a cleanup site now. Okay. And the Glass Festival is in addition to a carnival with tours of local glass factory, that would be the R-Dog Group, and other glass-related exhibits and demonstrations. Pretty interesting. Now we're going to move on, and we're coming to the next community of, I believe it's Millgrove. The railroad line that ran through Millgrove was named Union and Logansport Railroad by the time it entered Blackford County, and it was the county's first railroad. And the railroad changed names many times. It eventually became the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and St. Louis Railroad, and then after that, the Pennsylvania Railroad, Penn Central, Conrail, and now it is Norfolk and Southern. So now when we went through Dunkirk there, the tracks ended. They're just to serve the R-Dog group there. So a lot of those beer bottles are shipped by rail, probably some by truck too, I would imagine. Okay, we're coming up. Our next thing is going to be Hartford City. You see quite a few woodlands around here, and like I said in another video, you'll see a lot of mining pits. And this is Hartford City. Hartford City, Indiana began in the late 1830s as a few log cabins clustered near a creek. Folklore taught in local elementary schools suggested that Hartford City was originally a place to cross Lick Creek, known as Hart's Ford. This evolved to Hartford and was eventually changed to Hartford City to avoid confusion with another Hartford in Indiana. And this rail line goes to Marion. Petoskey Plastics is a big company. They export to 47 countries worldwide. They're a big company. Renner is an extinct American village in Indiana's Blackford County. Although Renner has been listed as a populated place by the U.S. Geological Survey, this description is misleading. Renner was a railroad stop on the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and St. Louis Railroad. The land around the railroad stop was originally used to supply timber for railroad cross ties and eventually became a livestock farm. Housing for the families of the employees of the livestock farm also was located nearby. Okay, now we're at Upland, Indiana. Most of the land that is now part of Upland was purchased by John Oswald in the 1830s. He was a speculator and believed that a canal connecting Indianapolis and Fort Wayne might pass through the area. The town's name comes from the fact that it is believed to be the highest point on the rail line between Columbus and Chicago. And if you looked in here, you can see where the rail line is kind of dug in so that they didn't have to go up grade. Okay, so we're going along here. We're crossing US 35 here. Okay. And Gas City was first known as Harrisburg when settled on May 25, 1867 by Noah Harris. It became something of a boomtown when natural gas was found in the area in 1887. The Gas City Land Company was founded on March 21, 1892, and the town of about 150 people changed its name to Gas City a few days later. However, as of 2012, much of the gas is depleted. And again, see, you'll look around here, you'll see these pits where they dug in to extract the gas, and also for minerals. When Martin Boots and David Branson each donated 30 acres of land in 1831 for the site of Marion, they chose a location on the left bank of the swift scenic river which the Miami Indians had named Mississinewa, meaning falling water. So rapid had been the tide of settlement that it followed by only 19 years the Battle of Mississinewa, 7 miles downstream, where U.S. troops and Indians fought a bloody pre-dawn encounter in 1812. With the formation of Grant County, which is where Marion is, in 1831, Marion was established as the county seat and its future was assured. The river provided water supply, power, and drainage, and it bequeathed a natural beauty as it flowed at the base of the hills that marched away on either side. Along with at least 36 other communities in the U.S., Marion was named for the Revolutionary War General Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox of South Carolina. Okay, now, this is the Marion Metal Center. This was formerly the formerly the Fisher Body Plant. Now, the Fisher Body Plant opened in 1956, and it became part of the GM group. I believe it was in the 80s. And they make frames for automobiles there. Okay, and we're coming up on Goodman's Yard here. This is in Marion. Goodman's Yard is 6,000. It's a little over 6,000 feet long. And there's an old CNO line. Okay, no, that's on the next, sorry. Okay, so this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed part 3. Stay tuned for part 4. In part 4, we're going to go from Goodman's Yard here to Logansport, Indiana. Guys, have a great evening. Bye.